Mike's going to go over restarts later. How many returning officials do I have? Only a couple. Alright. So I need you guys to pay very close attention because goalkeeper rules in indoor soccer is very different from outdoor soccer and regular soccer. So, first, basics. This trapezoid right here is the goalie box. The only thing I want you to know about this crease right here is that an offensive player can't be in there unless the ball is there first. Everyone got that? Alright, can everyone hear me okay about that? Yeah, we're good? Okay. Now, this is the goalie box. So from there I'm going to start. Possession. Goalkeeper has possession of the ball as long as they have a finger, hand, fingernail, whatever, pinned to the ball on the floor or the wall. They don't have to have it cradled or, both hands on it. As long as they have possession, we as officials are going to count that as the goalkeeper having the ball. Alright, now the goalkeeper has 6 seconds. Once he maintains possession of that ball, he has 6 seconds to get rid of it. Verbal warnings, give verbal warnings out if they go over the 6 seconds. You're going to meet a lot of goalies, players who don't know the rules, who have never played soccer, you want to give them a chance. Okay, so verbal warnings. If they continue to do it, it's going to be an indirect free kick, close to the box, outside the trapezoid. Remember, I'm going to say that a lot. Outside the trapezoid. There's not going to be any kicks besides goal kicks in this box. Everything's going to be right there. If there's foul, it's going to be outside that trapezoid. Okay. Goalkeepers, no punting, no drop kicks. Okay, they can't bounce it, let it bounce, and then kick it. No punting. That's different from outdoor soccer. If they do it, it's a corner kick. Now, what's that leave them with? Throw. They can roll it, they can overhand it, they can do whatever they want, as long as it hits the wall, the floor, or player before the half-court line. Has everyone got it? Can anyone tell me what happens if it crosses the half-court line without touching a wall, player, or floor? You tried, Marianne? Okay, Marianne?
Interact at the half.
This is get closest to where it crosses the half-court line. Okay. So, big thing here in intramurals is that there's no sliding for the protection of the players. New players can't slide. Goalies can slide as long as they're not leading with their feet. Okay, so you want to reiterate this throughout the season. You want to emphasize it in the captain's meeting. Bring the keepers in. Make sure they know before the game starts that it's going to happen and you're going to have to make these calls. Okay? It's different from normal soccer. You have to get that out of your head and you have to apply the intramural rules to goalkeepers. They can slide as long as they come out with their hands first and that they come out sideways. So you want to advise them, hands first, come out sideways, and then their legs come. You don't want them swinging their legs and making contact, and that's just going to be a foul too. So you want to make sure, again, hands first, come in sideways. If it is a slide and they come out sliding with their feet first, it's going to be a PK. Okay? You got that? Right, make sure it's important. Okay. Now, different from outdoor soccer and regular soccer. Let's say Mike's on the other team. I'm the goalie. I receive the ball outside of the box. I dribble it back in and then pick it up. I can't do that in indoor soccer. It's different than outdoor soccer and regular soccer. Again, it's going to be an indirect free kick close to the spot outside the trapezoid. Then coming from there, I can't pick it up, drop it, pick it up. Anybody know what that's called?
Double touch.
Double touch. Good. Okay, and I can't receive the ball. Mike's on my team. He plays it to me on the floor. I can't pick it up inside the box. Again, indirect free kick. Now, if the ball is a natural play and it's in the air and Mike does that, I can catch it. Okay, anything from the knee up from my own defender, I can do. Except Mike can't do like trickery. He can't put the ball on the ground, look it up, and then do that. Okay, you gotta watch out for that. So, just make sure you go over these rules, these little minor things, but if you played soccer, it's kind of the same thing, minus that the keeper can't maintain possession from the opposing team and dribble back in. Okay? Now, big thing for this trapezoid is think about it how it has is like a glide. Once it crosses that line, the ball's in line of play. So, let's pretend like there's a line here. This is the trapezoid. If it's like this, it's going to be handball. It's going to be an infraction outside of the box, okay? So imagine there's like kind of like a laser technology here that like once it goes and triggers and you can't touch it as the goalie. Now, if my feet are outside, my hands and the ball are inside, it's game. It's fair game. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that?
The goaltender has the ball inside the trapezoid, and they roll it out and then kick it down the floor.
Yes. Once they put the ball on the ground, they're regular field goal. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on goalie rules?
You said the ball is in the possession once they touch the ball. So what if the goalkeeper just touches the ball and the other team player just
have it like this, I'm on the ground, I got like a finger on it, he kicks it out of my hands, I'm going to call it indirect free kick on the other. Okay, I have possession of that ball, he is official, I have to watch that.
Make sure you have to determine though if they do have possession. If it's like, you know, if I kick it like as I'm trying to grab it, that's separate than me already having possession. Right? If they have possession. Does that make sense?
Right, like someone's in the box and they're about to shoot, goalkeeper comes out sliding trying to save the ball.
What happens when the ball keeper has the ball and the ball, like, and they kind of like walk with it, not completely, but they're trying to throw it or something, and they cross the plane of trapezoid. Like, imagine a goalkeeper tries throwing it, but he releases the ball after he crosses. Right.
As long as the goalkeeper still has possession of the ball as it crosses that line, it's still considered.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm talking about like
I'm throwing it out
handball.
before it crosses the line fully before I release it.
No, it crosses. You release it after it crosses the line.
Right, so I still have possession as it crosses the line. I haven't released it yet,
Yeah.
right? So that'd be a handball. So if the ball fully
Okay.
crosses that line, so this isn't a handball because it's still, as long as part of it is on the line, you're still okay. Once that ball fully crosses the line and my hand's still in contact with it, that is a handball because it is outside the back. It doesn't matter if I'm in the motion of doing it. Is that what you're asking?
That was my question. Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions? Yes.
You said at the very beginning that that little square
Right, so basically, if, say, David's, like, he's going to cross the ball in, so he's, like, out here, right? And I'm going to be in this area. If I get to that spot, and then I'm, like, standing there waiting for the ball, I'm there before the ball, right? So at that point, it would be an indirect free kick going the other way. But if he crosses the ball, and, like, I get there, like, as the ball gets there, and, like, heads in, that's what the ball is there. Does that make sense? Cool. Yes. Yeah, because I mean at that point the ball would like, be there. It's just like you can't stand there like and wait for the ball. Yes.
So, would you just explain of an offensive player going into the goal? It's kind of like an offside, but like the play has to be made as he's running into the box.
Yeah, he has to meet the ball.
Yeah, you can think of it like that.
It's kind of like offside.
If that helps you, yes. If that confuses you, don't think about it.
Alright, Mike's gonna start on recess.
Alright, awesome. Come on, man. Alright, it's late. You guys need to wait. Last question. If you have a issue with this, please refrain at first from answering. I want to give you an answer. Please don't be embarrassed to answer. If you get it wrong, we're here to learn. I'm not taking notes on who got stuff wrong. I just want you to participate. I'll throw you the ball. If you can just tell me your name and then the answer that you have, and then we'll just keep moving. Sound good to everybody? Alright, cool. We are going to start out with direct kicks and indirect kicks. And somebody please tell me what a direct kick is. Now this, I'm not asking like what causes a direct kick. I'm talking about like how you would take a direct kick, what that means. Right, and if you shoot right in the goal, it will count, right? What was your name? Azinka? Yeah. Alright, I'm sorry. Okay. Moving on. I'll get it. Indirect kick now, what does that mean? Right, so it needs to touch another player, right? It doesn't need to be a player on my team. No, it doesn't. So it can touch, like, if it hits off the goalie and goes in, that is okay, right? So it just needs to touch a player. What if it touches the referee? Anybody?
No.
Right? I'm part of the court. It doesn't matter. That doesn't count as a touch. What happens if the indirect kick gets kicked directly? So it doesn't touch anybody else. I kick it straight into the goal. How do we treat that? There's your ball right here. Goal kick, right. So it doesn't, think about it like, what's your name? Kevin? Thanks. All right, so think about it like the goal's not there until another player has touched the ball. It's just like an empty space, so it's kind of like it going out of bounds. My goal doesn't become available until it's touched by somebody else. Perfect, good job guys. All right, so we're gonna start with a kickoff. Obviously this is the first restart you're gonna have, right? It's how you start the game. The ball will be placed at the center of this court, or at the center of the circle, just kind of like outdoor would be. The offensive teams on this side going this way. The offensive team can be anywhere in here they want to start. The defensive team needs to be behind this red line. They got that. So to start, once the ball gets touched, I'm moving this line. They can come in and play at that point. Now, the offensive team cannot what happens if like I touch it and then David comes to get it, so I touch it again before anybody else has touched it? So we got it right here. Perfect. How would I like, treat it? For the other team, right? So indirect kick for the defensive team at that point. Any questions? Perfect. Now the ball also has to go forward to start. So I cannot kick it back this way, like that's behind me, right? I can't kick it back that way to start. What would we do in that situation? Exactly, so you just retake it, right? And there's not like a limited number of times, you just keep, hopefully we're not going to do it over and over and over. Yeah, you would just retake that kick. If that doesn't go to the other team, we don't punish them. Good job, guys. Moving on. So, a dead ball. There's a couple instances where this can happen. Most of the court is surrounded by, like, it goes to the ceiling, big brick wall, and then the other half is like hockey glass. So it's like 7.5 feet tall. So it can go out of bounds over that glass wall. If that happens, it's just a dead, it's out of bounds, just like it would be an outdoor. It goes over the line. It's a dead ball, you bring it back, estimate where it went out, place where it went out, place it on the ground, and then the team that it did not go off of, right? So the team that touched the glass went off of them. The opposite team would then get the ball. Is that clear? Awesome. So what happens if the ball hits the ceiling?
Second point is, first we would try to find second point where is the ceiling and then
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so again, hits the ceiling, you're going to be like, boom, right below it. That's where the ball is. The other team gets it, we're playing. All right? And the only other one would be, did they go over natural boundaries off like fire? No, they didn't? Okay. So there's like fire alarms on the wall or like a light box. You'll see them when they go out there. If the ball, I kick it, right? I shoot it, it bounces right off that fire alarm. It bounces off like in a normal way. Like it would have hit the wall, the fire alarm wasn't there. Then that is okay. Now if it bounces off, like say it hits the bottom and bounces down, it takes an unnatural bounce, right? The fire alarm changes trajectory. That is an unnatural bounce, that is a dead ball. So that one would be just like went over the wall or hit the ceiling. Just come down, closest to where that was. You play for, again, opposite teams. That's just yes. Correct. It's just like went over the wall, same thing. It's just like I played out. Cool? Any questions? So there are only two types of direct kicks in the book. Can somebody tell me what they are? What? Yeah, do you know the other one? That's all right.
Drop ball?
Drop ball, right. So it's kind of like, it's not like a kick, right? It's like a drop ball. But yeah, so only two ones are penalty kicks and drop ball. The times that you're going to do a drop ball is either an inadvertent whistle, so you're sneezing or something weird like that, and you're blowing the whistle, and there wasn't a foul, but obviously you're stopping play right doing this. And also, like, if there's an injury, you blow the whistle. In those two instances, when you blow the whistle, if you know which team has possession of the ball's clearly at my feet. There's no question I have possession. At that point, my team would just get an indirect free kick from wherever I have the ball, because we're stopping play. Now, if the ball, say, is like way up in the air, like I have no idea who has the ball, this is when you would do a drop ball. So what you're going to do, you're going to bring one player from each team to, again, closest to where that ball was when you blew the whistle, right? You're going to do a drop ball. So what you're going to do is come right here, and you're going to drop the ball. As soon as it hits the ground, the ball is live, and it's direct. And you kick straight at the goal or whatever they play. Make sure the ball hits the ground. If it doesn't, you have to redo it. Any questions on that? Yes?
Yeah, did they reach for the ball before it touches the ground? No, they have to wait until it touches the ground.
Right, if they touch the ball before it hits the ground, then you would just redo it. Yeah, so make sure once it hits the ground, though, then just play. Cool? Yeah, any other questions? All right, moving on. We have a penalty kick. All right, this is going to be, I'm the offensive player. I'm going this way. David's in his box, and he gives me, a shoulder. We're not going to, I'm telling you a penalty kick is called. We're not going to debate whether it's a penalty kick. The ball would then go, so I'm going this way, I get fouled in the box. This is the penalty kick spot, this spot on each side. You will have an offensive player that is taking the kick. That player will be here. You will have the goalie on the defense. That will be in the goal. Those are the only two people that are in the play. Everybody else from both teams needs to be behind this, so there's 1, 2, right? The second red line. They need to be on this side of the court until the ball is played. Does that make sense? Now, what happens if I kick the ball and it bounces off the wall, doesn't hit the goalie, comes back to me, and I shoot it again? So it's actually not a goal. Can somebody tell me why it's not a goal? It's a double touch, right? The wall doesn't count as a touch. It hit the wall, right? Not the goalie. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So if it hits the goalie, you're fine because that's the other person touching it. But if it just bounces off the wall and comes back, I cannot touch it again. It's the same thing as the kickoff, right? I can't be the second person to touch after a dead ball without somebody else touching it. Once the ball's kicked, then it's live. Everybody can come in and play. Like that. What if? So this is a little bit tricky. What if I'm a defensive player and I get a high kick? So a high kick is like a dangerous play. I kick above my David's waist up towards his face. I don't make contact, but it's a dangerous play, so we call it dead. How would we treat that? What would happen? Someone has to answer it. Nobody? Right there?
It's indirect.
So it is indirect, but remember, we're never going to have a kick inside that trapezoid unless it's a goal kick, right? So it's indirect, you're correct, but it's closest outside the box.
There's no six.
Right, it's basically a 6 itself, it's a very small trapezoid. So think about it like this, if it's in outdoor, if it would be a direct kick in outdoor normally, it's a PK. If it would be an indirect kick outdoor normally, like in the course of play, then at that point it would be a PK, indirect, closest outside the box. Yes, you got it. All right, cool. Closest outside the box, or closest outside the trapezoid. Closest outside the trapezoid. Indirect kick. Perfect. All right, moving along. Corner kick and goal kick. Did they go over this? Kind of. All right, we'll go over really quick. These guys right here, 1, 2. They're a little bit farther off the wall in real life. So there's like a sliver right here that's behind the corner guys. If the ball does one of those funky things where so it won't go out of bounds, it can't, the wall kind of wraps around. But if it hits the ceiling, right, remember that's a dead ball, or if it takes that unnatural bounce off of one of those fire alarms, whatever it is, behind those, it will either be a corner kick or a goal kick, depending on who touched it last, right? So if the defense touched the ball last, it goes out of bounds behind those. Who gets the ball? Corner, right? So the offense. It went off the defense, the offense will get it on the corner. Flip side, offense shoots it, it bounces off the fire alarm awkwardly. What do we call it? Goal kick, right? Yeah, because it's a defensive ball. Any questions about that? Yes?
Offensive player hits a corner and goes directly.
Yes. Corner's a direct kick. Yeah, so it would be a goal. So if they kick the direct, it's not a direct kick? Joanna, let me double check. Good question. Any other questions? It's a direct kick, right? Indirect. I'm sorry. Okay. Pay attention. Everyone's paying attention. Indirect kick. Corner kick is an indirect kick. I'm sorry. So it needs to touch somebody else. Great question. For indoor. Yeah, right. Does that make sense? Indirect kick, corner kick is an indirect kick, needs to touch somebody else. And the last one is just indirect kick, so this is when there's going to be just like a foul in the play, right? Drop ball, penalty kick, only direct kicks. Everything else is indirect in the normal course of play. So, David tripped me or something, indirect kick. Hits the ball where the infraction occurred. I can play, as long as the ball stopped, I can play right away. Does anybody know the distance requirement for the defense from the ball in indoor? Right, 10 feet, not yards. It's different from outdoor. It's a smaller court, you can press it 10 feet. If they ask for 10 feet, you tell me to stop. I cannot play until you let me know. If you're the official, you would walk off the 10 feet. Now remember, it's 10 feet is like a circle, 10 feet radius. All the way around the ball, they cannot be within 10 feet. Once you set the wall, you get set as an official, you blow your whistle, play. Now I can play. It's on your time, not my time. Make sense? All right. Any other questions about anything tonight? No? All right, thank you guys. I think we just go. Yeah, if you guys